Today's conversation is both timely and essential. As the investing public becomes more engaged, it is critical that we fully understand the systems that safeguard transparency, accountability, and shareholder interest. To officially open today's session, I have the honor of inviting our host and the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Coronation Registrars Limited, Mr. Oluseyi Owoturo, to give his welcome remarks. Mr. Oluseyi, please.
Thank you, Olubanke, and good morning, everyone. Or rather, good afternoon. It's already 1 minute past 12. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and valued participants. My name is Oluseyi Owoturo, the Managing Director and CEO of Coronation Registrars Limited. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all to this important session, our second episode in the Shareholder Engagement Series, themed Corporate Governance and Shareholder Rights, what every shareholder should know. Firstly, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to everyone for prioritizing this session amidst your busy schedules. Your presence today reaffirms your dedication to understanding and exercising your rights as shareholders, and your active engagement is what drives the continuous improvement of corporate governance standards in Nigeria. At Coronation Registrars, our core mission is to empower shareholders with knowledge, insight, and confidence. We believe that an informed shareholder is an empowered shareholder, better positioned to participate effectively in corporate decision-making, to protect their investments, and to contribute to the overall health and transparency of the markets. This belief fuels our commitment to deliver impactful engagement platforms like today's webinar, where you can deepen your understanding of the fundamental principles of corporate governance, your rights and obligations as shareholders, and how to leverage these rights to safeguard and grow your investments. Today's session is particularly significant because it addresses key aspects of shareholder rights, an area often misunderstood but critically important to ensuring good governance. We will explore the distinction between statutory rights and beneficial rights, two fundamental concepts that every shareholder must understand to exercise their influence responsibly and effectively within their companies. Our goal for today is to arm you with actionable insights that you can immediately apply, whether you're a seasoned investor, a corporate executive, or a new shareholder just beginning your journey. Understanding how to exercise your right not only protects your investment, but also enables you to influence corporate decisions that affect your interests and the company's overall direction. We are honored to have with us today a distinguished lineup of speakers who bring both academic knowledge and real-world experience. Mary Adeleye, Head of Client Services and Business Development; Olubanke James, Head of Customer Experience; Ayodeji Makanjuola, Team Member Client Services; and Wisdom Owuamanam, Team Member Innovations, all of Coronation Registrars Limited. I am confident that their insights and experience will provide valuable perspectives that will enable you to navigate the corporate governance landscape more effectively and ensure your rights as a shareholder are respected and exercised. Again, I want to thank each one of you for your active participation today. Your engagement confirms your commitment to responsible investing and good governance. We trust that you will find this session not only informative, but also inspiring, a catalyst for taking meaningful steps towards strengthening your influence and protecting your interests as a shareholder. Please do enjoy the session, and I look forward to the engaging discussions ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for setting the tone with those insightful opening remarks. We appreciate it. We'll proceed quickly to the heart of today's event. There will be a robust presentation by our keynote speaker, Mary Adeleye. I feel honored to introduce Mary Adelaide to us today. She's an experienced financial services and capital markets professional with over 18 years of experience in the capital markets operations, regulatory services within the Nigerian investment and securities landscape. She has played pivotal roles in registrar services, bond transaction processing, and cross-functional business development, working with leading firms over the years in the financial sector. She holds an MS in economics, several certifications from Lagos Business School. She's also a sex-sponsored individual. She's passionate about building sustainable capital market structures that promote investor confidence and corporate transparency. Mariadele is currently the head of client services and business development at Coronation Registrars Limited. We'll proceed to listen to our presentation. Mary, please.
Thank you, Olubanke. Once again, good afternoon, our distinguished guests, colleagues, and valued participants. It's truly a privilege to be here and on this platform to discuss on corporate governance and the shareholders' rights. Permit me to share my screen as I have a presentation on our discussion.
Mary, I can see your screen.
Okay, you can see my screen and hope I'm not muted again.
Not anymore.
So, I'll put it on the presentation slide. Please confirm if you can see that.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Thank you, distinguished audience. So our discussion today is centered on the corporate governance and shareholders' rights, what every shareholder should know. We have our outline here, and we're going to discuss through this various flow, which starts with what is corporate governance, regulatory framework for corporate governance in Nigeria, why shareholders' right matters, the difference between the statutory and the beneficial rights, what shareholders should look out for in the annual notices and circular. So what is corporate governance? First of all, corporate governance refers to the system by which companies are directed, controlled, and held accountable. It provides the framework for attaining a company's objective, incorporating practices and procedures for ensuring sound decision-making, ethical behavior, transparency, and accountability. Corporate governance and shareholders' rights are foundational principles that safeguard investors' interests and promote corporate integrity. In Nigeria's evolving economy and regulatory landscape, these principles serve as critical bulwark against mismanagement, financial malpractice, and poor performance in public and private companies. For shareholders, both institutional and retail understanding and effectively exercising their rights is not only a legal necessity, but also a strategic investment that is imperative. Effective corporate governance enables a balance and interest of various stakeholders such as shareholders, management, customers, suppliers, financiers, government, and the community. Corporate governance is not merely about compliance with laws and regulations. It is a holistic framework that ensures companies are managed ethically and in a manner that is sustainable over the long term. It dictates how the goals of a company are set and achieved, how risk is monitored and assessed, how performance is optimized. Governance structures and principles identify the distribution of rights and responsibilities among different participants in the corporation and lay down the rules and procedures for making decisions. Still more information on the importance of corporate governance in Nigeria. It becomes increasingly pronounced due to economic reforms, market liberalization, and increasing influx of both domestic and foreign investment. Given Nigeria's status as the largest economy in Africa, a robust corporate governance framework is critical, not only for enhancing investors' confidence, but also for fostering sustainable development, reducing corruption, and promoting transparency and accountability in both the private and public sectors. There are some legal and regulatory frameworks that guide how corporate governance is executed in Nigeria, and this includes the Company and Allied Matters Act, CAMA 2020, Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance, NCCG 2018. This framework defines the roles of the board, audit committee, shareholders, and management. At its core, corporate governance involves the mechanisms and processes through which corporate entities are operated, managed, and held to account. It includes the relationship among stakeholders and the goal for which the corporation is governed. The framework encourages companies to operate in a fair, ethical, and transparent manner. It provides a system of checks and balances to ensure that the interests of shareholders and other stakeholders are safeguarded. There are some relevant aspects of the regulation that is applicable to the public companies. In Nigeria, corporate governance for public companies is primarily governed by three key regulatory instruments. That includes Investors and Securities Act, ISAN, 2007. Key sections such as Section 60 emphasizes on the annual report on corporate governance. Here, the public companies are mandated to include a report on the status of their compliance with the Code of Corporate Governance in the annual report. Section 13 emphasizes on the powers of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Another key regulatory instrument is the SEC Rules and Regulation, which includes requirements for board composition, including independent directors, disclosure obligations regarding directors' remuneration and board evaluation, provisions on board committees like the Audit Committee, the Nomination and Governance Committee, enforcement of whistleblowers protection, internal control and risk management. Also on Rule 27 of the SEC rule, it lays emphasis on the requirement for Audit Committee in public companies, while Rule 51, its emphasis lies on the disclosure of directors' interests. Last but not the least, the third key regulatory instrument here is the Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance, NCCG 2018. It's issued by Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria. The key provision in these regulations include the board responsibilities and composition, not overemphasizing that, appointments and evaluations of directors, the risk management, internal control, sustainability, and stakeholder management, and of course, how it applies and explains the principle. We'll delve into the regulatory framework for corporate governance in Nigeria. Several laws and guidelines regulate our corporate governance in Nigeria. Like earlier mentioned, we have the CAMA 2020, which is the foundational law for company operations in Nigeria. The NCCG 2018, which unifies code promoting ethical standard across sectors. Of course, the SEC Code 2011, which emphasizes on the best practice principles for public companies, and the sector-specific codes tailored for banking and insurance sectors. Some of the principles of good governance which guides the existence and the performance of these public companies speaks and covers extensively on accountability, transparency, fairness, and responsibility. Also, independence, directors and audits, independence from the independent directors and auditors reduces conflict of interest On accountability, management is accountable to the board and the shareholders at all times. In terms of transparency, there's full disclosure of financials and operational information. And in terms of fairness, equal treatment of all shareholders, especially the minority. And when we speak on the responsibility, this covers the ethical and prudent decision-making. On the right side of our screen, we have the corporate governance structure with emphasis on these various levels of stakeholders involved in the administration and the running of a public company. Why shareholders' right matters and how to exercise them. The importance of shareholders' rights cannot be overemphasized, especially in a country as Nigeria, where capital markets is stable and a reassured source of investment and confidence building in the economy. So shareholders' rights are vital to protect investors, ensure proper governance, and hold executive accountable. In Nigeria, shareholders' active participation helps prevent mismanagement and corporate fraud, ensuring companies are run efficiently and in line with stakeholders' interests. Different categories of shareholders include the retail shareholders, which are the individual investors holding smaller stakes, institutional investors, such as the pension fund administrators, the insurance companies. These are organizations that also invest in these public companies. Majority shareholders, often founders or large investors with significant control. And the minority shareholders, the smaller investor who may be vulnerable to majority decision. Key shareholders' rights. The right to attend and vote at a corporate action, typically known as general meetings. Here, the shareholders have the opportunity to participate in key decision-making of a public company. The right to dividend, when declared by the board and approved at the annual general meeting, every shareholder has the right to receive proceeds on their investment, equity investment. Right to access company information, which is accessible through the financial statements and the auditor's report. Rights to appoint and remove directors. Shareholders can influence the composition of the board, and this happens during the annual general meetings. Rights to sue for mismanagement. Minority shareholders can initiate derivative actions in this regard. Rights to transfer shares provides liquidity and exit option for investors. How to exercise shareholders' rights? By attending annual general meetings, all extraordinary general meeting, also known as the corporate action, shareholders have the right to participate actively in person or via proxy. By proxy, this is an avenue where a shareholder can authorize a designated representative on their behalf, and this is recognized in the Nigerian capital market and actively executed since the era of COVID till date. Voting on resolution. Vote on resolutions. Use voting rights to support or oppose corporate decisions. A shareholder has the right to vote, support, against, or even abstain in the participation of an annual general meeting. Request information. It engages with the secretary and investor relation office. Shareholders can strengthen collectively through the associations they join, through which their voices can be heard and their opinions shared as relates to enhancing performance in a public company. Initiate legal action when rights are breached or minorities' interests are suppressed. A shareholder also has the right to exercise and express their concerns. The difference between statutory rights and the beneficial rights. Statutory rights are provided under laws such as CAMA and enforced through legal frameworks. These rights are fundamental and removed or altered without legislative changes. Examples are rights to receive notice of company meetings, rights to inspect company registers and minutes, rights to vote on significant issues such as merger, directors' appointments, and company dissolutions, rights to sue for wrongful or oppressive conduct. Some of the beneficial rights covers the shareholders' beneficial rights are not necessarily granted by law, but arise from share ownership and are often governed by company policy or practice. They can be contractual or policy-driven and are sometimes discretionary. This covers the right to receive dividend after declaration, the right to enjoy increase in capital gain, and that means increase in the share price of the investments of the stock, rights to receive bonus issues or right offer. Some key difference between these two can be classified under the legal backing. For the statutory, this is a legal right backed by the CAMA 2022. The beneficial right is not a legal backing, but it's based on the company's practice or policy. Under enforcement in court, the statutory right is fully enforced because it's backed legally, while under the beneficiary rights, in the case of enforcement in court, it's conditional or limited. Some examples of statutory rights involves your rights to vote as an annual general meeting, your rights to receive the corporate notice, either electronically or in hard copy, the right to inspect the register at the meeting, and litigation rights. While the beneficiary rights, examples can be your entitlement to receive your dividend, the share price appreciation, which is the capital gain, and of course, the right to receive bonuses when declared. Furthermore, shareholders should look out for, there are further information that shareholders should look out for in AGM notices and circulars. This includes understanding the AGM notice. An annual general meeting, also known as AGM notice, is a formal invitation for shareholders to attend and participate in the company's annual general meeting and decision-making process. AGM must contain the following: the date the meeting will be held, the time of the meeting, as well as the venue of the meeting. Over the years, the venue of the meeting and this information have evolved, and meetings can be held virtually or as hybrid. There's also the need for full agenda. So the annual general meeting contains the full agenda, which is the presentation of the financials, election of directors, and other decisions that will be passed in the interest of the company and interest of investors. The resolution to be voted on will be clearly stated in the annual general meeting. It will be stated in the notice of the annual general meeting. The proxy form and instruction, which enables shareholders participating remotely to execute through a designated or appointed representative. Also on the AGM notice, we'll have the access information to the annual reports and the financial statements. Some red flags to watch out for by shareholders. During annual general meetings, shareholders should watch out for bundled resolution and avoid it. Now, this means resolutions being passed collectively. For instance, the appointments or reappointments of directors. In instances where you have more than one director up for reappointment, it's advisable to have the resolution passed as a single resolution, except when the shareholders collectively agree in one voice to have it passed together. And then in the case of special resolutions, where you have different agendas to improve the production and performance of the company, it's advisable to pass such resolution as single resolutions and not bundled as one. Another red flag to look out for by shareholders is incomplete information, especially concerning board nomination or remuneration. It's important for reference to be made on the board remuneration, which in most cases, the chairman at the meeting will make reference to a page in the financials that speaks to that. Then lack of independent assessment, no external expert opinion on key proposal. Those are another red flag to look at. And short notice period. Shareholders have the right to receive the corporate action notice within the statutory timeline, either electronically or through hard copies. Understanding circulars. Circulars are detailed communication to shareholders about significant decisions or events such as merger, acquisition, rights issues, or asset sales. The corporate action notice, usually disseminated by the registrar, enables the shareholders have a clear view of the upcoming corporate action. This notice covers the period of review. It covers the itinerary around the meeting, the date of the meeting, the venue, the time, and other corporate actions being carried out, like declaration of dividend or proposed bonus, and of course, the dividend payment date in a case where there's declaration of dividend. What to look out for in a circular: clear explanation of the proposals or transactions, rationales and strategic benefits, financial impact and risk assessment, independent expert review in the case of merger and acquisition, timelines and how to participate or vote, general meetings and circular checklists for shareholders, confirm venue and time of meeting as earlier stated, review of all proposed resolution ahead of the meeting, analyze financial performance reports, raise questions and concerns during annual general meeting to seek clarity from the board and the management of the public company. And for those that will participate remotely, use the proxy forms by exercising their rights remotely. Now, to enhance active participation of shareholders, Coronation has a digital platform called Shareholder Live by Coronation. This is a platform designed to empower investors with flexible management of their portfolio and shorter turnaround time for self-service requests. The Shareholder Live by Coronation has key features that enhances engagement, shareholders' engagement, and interaction in assessing their investment. Now, this includes access to investment breakdown across your portfolio, viewing dividend portfolio and share transaction history, real-time stock price updates, deliver portfolio statement to embassies and third parties, track claimed and unclaimed dividend, view and download annual reports, which is a major document required in the execution of corporate actions, generate and download e-reference letter, perform self-service actions like change of name, address, signature, account consolidation, share transfer, and bank accounts change, which is popularly known as the e-mandate process. And another major feature on the Shareholder Live that supports shareholders' participation and engagement in annual general meeting is the ability to vote using this digital application. The features around this will be demoed. We'll have a practical demonstration of it in the course of our discussion this afternoon. My colleague, who is an expert, is going to run us on the step-by-step process to accessing the Shareholder Live by Coronation, which is a digital platform and enhances active participation by all shareholders. Next, we have on the screen a QR code, which if you click on it right now, it will give you access to downloading the Shareholder Live app, and a step-by-step guide will pop up that will enable you enroll and have access to your portfolio, real-time position of your dividend investment, and even access to annual reports of AGMs already held and upcoming ones. In conclusion, it's important to understand that corporate governance and shareholders' rights is essential for protecting investors and ensuring corporate integrity. Nigerian shareholders, whether retail or institutional, must be proactive, informed, and engaged. By knowing and exercising your rights, you contribute to the long-term value and sustainability of your investments. Corporate governance and shareholders' rights are more than regulatory formalities. They are foundational to sustainable business success and investment security. In Nigeria, where corporate accountability is critical to economic transformation, shareholders must raise to their role as guardians of integrity and transparency, whether through voting, questioning, or litigating. Every shareholder action helps shape a more equitable and trustworthy corporate environment. An informed and proactive shareholder not only protects their personal investment, but also contributes to a corporate culture that values ethical leadership, long-term strategy, and inclusive growth. As Nigeria's economy matures and its corporate sector globalizes, the role of shareholders becomes even more central in steering companies towards resilience, innovation, and sustained profitability. Thank you, distinguished participants.
Thank you so much, Mary. Thank you for that robust and very informative engagement. I recall that you've talked about how to exercise our rights as shareholders in terms of attending AGM, voting on resolutions, requesting information, joining shareholders associations, and even initiating legal action. We also touched on statutory rights and our beneficiary rights as well, understanding the information in the circular and all of that. And I believe that this has, taken us a step further in understanding our rights as investors, as shareholders. So we'll go on to the next session. The next session is designed to shed light on what every shareholder should know, from our voting rights to accessing information to the governance structures and all of that. We'll explore this session through key questions around how we should vote, the recent governance trends, and practical ways that we can ensure and foster accountability. So please allow me to introduce our panelists briefly. I'll be introducing Ayodeji Makanjiola. Ayodeji Makanjiola is a seasoned client services professional who has built his expertise over the last 6 years in shareholder engagement, registrar operations, and capital market compliance. He has a track record of delivering exceptional client experiences. He currently serves as a senior analyst at Coronation Registrars Limited. He acts as a liaison between the shareholders, the issuers, and of course, the regulatory bodies. I would also be introducing Wisdom Uwamanam. Wisdom Uwamanam is a platform manager at Coronation Registrars Limited. He oversees the Shareholder Life and the Coronation Life platform, Shareholder Life and Issuer Life, platform. He's responsible for managing the platform experience, driving feature rollouts, and ensuring seamless user experience for shareholders and issuers. So welcome our panelists. It's nice to have you on board. We'll begin with our first question. Mary, I'll be coming back to you with the first question. From a client services perspective, why is understanding corporate governance vital for shareholders, especially here in Nigeria?
Thank you, Lubanke. So from the client service perspective, understanding governance is vital for shareholders, especially in Nigeria, because it empowers them to actively engage with companies, protect their investments, and ensure transparency and accountability in corporate operations. Now, around this vital points raised, shareholders will be able to safeguard their rights when they have knowledge of their corporate, when they have knowledge of the relevant aspects of the corporate governance. They'll be able to safeguard their rights as investors. And this usually reflects in their inclusion and active participation at annual general meetings. They'll be able to exercise their rights in receiving dividend and accessing information and participating in key company decisions. Another vital benefit there involves transparency and trust. Well-informed shareholders can hold companies accountable by demanding timely disclosure, audited financial statements, and ethical practices. Now, the shareholders' rights enables them to contribute in the participation of a public company where they have stake. And this helps to reduce the risk of mismanagement and abuse. With these few areas I've mentioned, I believe distinguished shareholders that are on this call now know the rights and their benefits and how to exercise it in engagement with the public companies where they have stake. Thank you.
Thank you very much for shedding light on how the knowledge of corporate governance can help investors, to hold companies accountable for their investments, which is really very critical. And in practical terms, you can get involved by attending AGMs. Like we've said, AGMs can actually be done both virtually and physically, just as we're gathered here this afternoon. You can vote on resolutions. You can join shareholders associations to also unite with a single voice. Okay, thank you, Mary. I'll be going on to Ayodeji. Ayodeji, please, what are the key elements shareholders should review, in the AGM notices and circulars to understand their rights and upcoming corporate actions? What are those key elements that you should look out for in those large documents when you receive them? What should the large printed books, what should you really look out for? What is important to look out for?
All right, thank you so much, Olubanke. It's a pleasure to be here today, and I'd like to thank the organizer for the opportunity to participate in this important and timely conversation. So, some of the key elements shareholders should review in AGM notice and circular to understand their rights in any upcoming corporate actions. There are some critical information when the notices are shared to the shareholders. Number one, the meeting date, the agenda of the meeting, that is all the list of matters to be discussed or to be voted, and also proxy forms. As earlier mentioned, the right for all the shareholders they have the power to vote. So the proxy forms, it enables shareholders to prepare to vote, even if they won't be able to attend the meeting. And also, importantly, the resolutions to be carried out in the meeting. There are two major types of resolution: the ordinary resolution and the special resolution. So the notice will help all shareholders to be able to go through each resolutions. So resolution are formal decision. They are just a proposal that is awaiting approval. So until the shareholder are able to vote, that the resolution become legally binding by the companies. So, and also in this resolution, the shareholders will be able to know because they have the right to elect directors and they elect directors. So they're able to check all the list of directors and also the dividend proposal, the amount declared, and the financial records of the statement of the company over. So the financial reports will give a snapshot to the company's financial performance, and also the critical for the shareholder in making decision when it comes to the voting decision. And lastly, it also cover the corporate governance disclosure, which is report on compliance with governance codes and any significant changes to board structures or policies. So these are some of the critical information that the shareholder should review whenever notice or annual report for upcoming corporate action are being shared with them. Thank you.
Thank you, Hayo. Thank you for that detailed feedback about what we should look out for in the AGM notice. The AGM notice usually comes you receive it 21 days before the event, giving you enough time, to catch on these details, the meeting dates, and then the resolutions as they are said, which have formal decisions that are legally binding, and you have, the right to vote on those decisions. Thank you very much, Ayo. I'll be going on to ask Wisdom this question. Wisdom, how does shareholder life facilitate increased shareholder participation in corporate governance activities? What's the role that the shareholder life platform plays in all of this? Wisdom, you may have to unmute, please.
Oh, apologies. Yeah, so thank you so much, Olubanke James, amiable host, for this putting up this together, and also a big thank you to Coronation Registrars. It's always my pleasure to share this space. Yeah, so how shareholder life will facilitate and increase shareholder engagement in corporate governance. So I'll respond to that by saying that shareholder life was our response to the need for deeper engagement and governance. So with shareholder life is a so shareholder life is just with shareholder life you can do your go to your shareholder life app, download your shareholder life, and you can check your portfolio statements. So one of the things we also looked out for, we participated, we went to an AGM where we had shareholders complaining, oh, they can't get access to the annual report. So one of the features also introduced to shareholder life was to build the annual report and include it in shareholder life. So once in AGM being managed by Coronation Registrars, all you just need to do is click on the annual report. You can view the annual report. You can also download it for future reference. So with shareholder life too, you can get to see your dividend history. So if a company declares dividend today on shareholder life, you're able to see your dividend, the breakdown of the dividends, the ones you've answered, the dividend you've claimed, and the ones that still remains unclaimed, all with this on shareholder life. Yeah, so thank you, Olubanke James. Sorry, can anyone still hear me? Okay.
Hello, Wisdom.
Yeah, so I answered the question. I think we lost it for a bit.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I'll go back to Mary. On the second, another question I would like to throw to you. What are some key rights shareholders have under Nigerian corporate law, and why is awareness of this right? Why is it essential? I know you've touched on it briefly during your presentation, but we'd like to hear it again. What are those rights that we have?
Okay, thank you, Banke. So under the Nigerian corporate laws, with emphasis on the CAMA 2020 and the Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance 2018, some key emphasis that shareholders need to know around this framework is the right to attend and participate actively as annual general meetings. Now, we can't overemphasize this because this is where shareholders have the opportunity to engage with directors of the public companies and hold them accountable on actions carried out to on their investments as stakeholders. So shareholders need to know the importance to attend this meeting, and that is where they can hold the directors accountable on the performance of their company. Now, another area is emphasizes on the right to receive timely and accurate information. Now, shareholders have the legal right to receive audited financial statements, annual reports, and any other disclosure that affects their investment in this public company. So the timely receipt of this information, either electronically or as hard copy, is important. And this is the right of every investor, especially in the Nigerian capital markets. Now, there's also the right to inspect company records. In line with the CAMA allows shareholders to inspect company documents such as minutes of meetings, register of members, and financial statements, ensuring transparency. And at every meeting, general meeting, either annual general meeting, these documents are usually accessible, and the chairman always emphasizes and announces in meetings that the documents are open and accessible for inspection. Now, the right to sue for wrongdoing. Shareholders can initiate legal action through their derivative suit if directors act contrary to the interests of the company or shareholders. The right to transfer shares. Shareholders can freely transfer or sell their shares unless restricted by company-specific provisions. And last but not the least, shareholders need to know that they have the rights to participate in profit and surplus assets. In an event of liquidation, shareholders have the rights to share in the company surplus after debts have been settled. So these are some of the areas that the Nigerian law, corporate law, has these are some of the framework in the Nigerian corporate law that protects investors' interest and helps to boost investors' confidence in investing in equities and other instruments in the capital markets. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. It's good to hear those rights that we have, and hopefully we're going to be exercising our rights a whole lot more, as shareholders in Nigeria. Ayodeji, I would like to ask, when attending or reviewing AGM notices, what are the valid means of identification or documentation shareholders should provide or verify? We get to engage in this manner at AGM sometimes, What should we bring, to identify ourselves? Can you tell us that?
Thank you so much, Olubanke. So when attending AGM meetings, after the notice have been reviewed, so one of the important things to bring along is valid means of identification. It can be NIS slip, which is national ID card, can be international passport, driver's license, even permanent voters card, PVC. And also, when coming, most of all the companies in the annual report, they put out the names of unclaimed dividend shareholders in their annual report, and the e-mandate forms for the company, for the registrars, is added to the annual report. So if the shareholder identify that the name is there, they can easily fill the e-mandate form, put all the necessary information for the registrars to proceed with the payment of the unclaimed dividend. And also, when coming, they can also bring along their means of CHN, the statement of CSES account, in case there is need to request for it. And while the keynote speaker was giving us different types of shareholders that we have the retails, we have the institutional. So there are some institutional shareholders that are filled proxy forms. So when coming in for the meeting, they need to come with the corporate ID to identify to identify them linking to the institutional shareholders. And also, lastly, for proxy, as earlier mentioned, a shareholder can, if not attending, can attend by proxy. So the proxy for the person that is attending of the shareholder can come with a copy of it for identification when coming for the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Hayo. I believe this information should help, to achieve seamless accreditation process during the AGMs. Thank you for shedding light on the important documents and even the opportunity, to start to process your unclaimed dividend from the information from the notice of the meeting. Thank you very much for that. I would go to wisdom. Wisdom, please, in what ways can digital platforms like Shareholder Life help shareholders stay informed and make better decisions during AGMs or governance updates? How can Shareholder Life, help you to stay informed?
Okay, so thank you so much, Olubanke. So yeah, so Shareholder Life today, we to our investors, we listen to them a lot. So on Shareholder Life today, as soon as the company has declared okay, their AGM dates, one of the things we do is we get the annual report and we make it available on Shareholder Life, either on the web platform or on the app. So all you just need to do is to log into your Shareholder Life. You can view the annual report, get information you need to get. If you want to know how much the company declared, all of this is what you can do on Shareholder Life. Another thing you can also do on Shareholder Life. So we've made this easy and seamless on Shareholder Life today. Doing AGMs, all you just need to do is, if you don't want to go through the stress of, you can actually vote directly from your mobile device. I will also be demoing that during my demo section, so you can vote directly for any resolution on your Shareholder. So you just need to do is to go to the App Store to the download Shareholder Life. One other thing you can do on Shareholder Life today is track your dividend. So we have a lot of these shareholders saying, oh, we don't know how much dividend I've claimed in the last years. You can also do this on Shareholder Life. So Shareholder Life gives you a breakdown of your claimed dividend and unclaimed dividend. You can track them when it was paid, the ones you received, the ones you've not claimed. You see all of this broken down on Shareholder Life. So it keeps you informed and gives you this power as an investor. Thank you.
Thank you. So the Shareholder Life is a powerful tool for investors. It helps you to track your dividend, identify your unclaimed dividend, and then also, give you information about AGMs, and a whole lot more is on that platform. Please, attendees, kindly drop your questions on the Q&A session. We'll attend to them. We're attending to questions already. There'll be no need to raise hands. We'll attend to your questions at the Q&A section. Thank you. Mary, I would like to ask, how can shareholders be educated about their rights and responsibilities in corporate governance? You've spoken so much about their rights. What about their responsibilities? Thank you.
Thank you, Banke. Okay, so it's there's various ways that shareholders can be better educated about their rights in corporate governance. And part of those ways to enlighten the investors involves investor education campaigns by regulators, the Securities and Exchange Commission, NGX, and even institutional corporate institutions or professional institutions such as the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers as well, should regularly run public education programs, webinars, and radio jingles, as well as social media, where shareholders are educated on their rights. And through this enlightenment, the shareholder can be well empowered, well informed, and it also helps to boost their confidence in knowing that their regulators and these bodies are working collectively to ensure literacy, business literacy, and financial literacy is communicated across to them. Furthermore, simplified shareholders guide and handbook can be printed and published. This will be easy to read because the investors are in every age group. You have different demography, different locations. Some of these materials can be in local languages to help them have deep clarity on their rights. It doesn't always have to be in English. So we can have easy to read booklets distributed through shareholders associations. This is a major group that protects investors' confidence and is like a voice in the market. So also working with the partnership with shareholders association will help educate these investors. Registrars can have engagement, like we've had a couple of times. We've had sessions of engaging with shareholders association to educate them on how to exercise their rights as corporate actions, as corporate meetings. And the feedback gotten from them was quite encouraging. We realized that that session bridged the gap between a minority investor and the registrars on how effectively they can participate and exercise their rights, not just at AGMs, but even generally in investment that concerns them. Another channel is the online and the mobile learning. Now we're in a digital era where all this information are handy. With your mobile devices, you can go online. Shareholders are encouraged to go online and browse on information relating to their rights. And also there are short courses that they can take on that, which is actually free. And knowledge of power cannot be overemphasized. Once you're empowered, once you're informed, as an investor, it will help boost the capital markets as well, because then you're not just investing, but you're also adding value coming from the point of knowledge, education. It will encourage that shareholders get this information online as well. And like my colleague earlier said, a digital platform, which is the Shareholder Live, is another tool from which shareholders get educated on their rights, get educated on how to actively participate in the capital market investments. Thank you. And we also have the Coronation Capital Markets Academy. Now, this is an institution that we have put together as a brand to enlighten and educate our investors, because, like I will keep emphasizing all through this discussion, financial literacy is important for us to have full value and to boost investors' confidence. The moment you're literally financially literate, you can take your investment beyond just the proceeds, and it helps with nation building, which is the essence of capital market structure in every economy. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary, for that detailed, robust response on how you can get educated, just like we are doing on this platform. I'm sure that we're getting more and more informed about our rights, what it means to be a shareholder, what are the expectations, of a shareholder and an investor. So we'll quickly go on to the Q&A session. I'll pick some questions and then we'll deal with them on this platform. Okay. So someone Dominic Oko has asked, are proxy entitled to vote during AGM? Mary, would you please take that very quickly?
So, yes, so it depends on the nature of the proxy. So, in a case where a proxy form is a formal document which a shareholder sends ahead of the meeting, at least 48 hours prior to the AGM, and this form enables the shareholder to take a voting, to indicate his voting or our voting decision. And once this is sent ahead, the proxy form is adopted. And what it implies is that the voting pattern is considered and counts in the total outcome of any resolution taken at the meeting. So that formal submission of the proxy form is documented and adopted. So yes, it allows the shareholder to exercise their rights. However, in a case where you send a proxy form without indicating your voting pattern, or you clearly state that a physical attendance will be there on your behalf. Now, that action means that while the meeting is ongoing, that person has a right to vote on your behalf, but that will have been clearly stated. So the difference there is that your proxy form prior to the meeting, if you have the voting instruction already indicated, and you're empowering one of the designated proxies, maybe the chairman or any other designated proxy to stand in for you, that already counts And as such, you don't have to send a physical attendance of a proxy to repeat that action. So there's usually clarity on how this is adopted. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you for that. How can a shareholder claim dividend older than 6 years? Mary, would you take this also? Thank you.
Okay, so prior to the recent directive from SEC, which involves on the unclaimed dividend status, shareholders with shares above 6 years could receive their dividend. But with the enforcement of the SEC directive in the last couple of weeks, where the unclaimed dividend over 6 years for less than 12 years must be transferred to a trust fund, there is a structure around that the regulators are going to sensitize every investor with in due course. And there'll be a structured way for these funds to be retrieved through the registrars. The framework around that is still being sorted out by the regulators. And in due course, it will be published and communicated across to all investors. So please be rest assured that there's going to be a structured framework upon SEC's approval on how your dividend can be retrieved. So you don't have to have any anxiety or worries around that. In the essence of the regulator is to protect investors' interests, protect investors' investments, and build their confidence. So be rest assured that in due course, there will be a framework on how this dividend will be retrieved, and you will have access to your dividend if within that category of investment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you for giving that assurance and clarity on that question. I understand that might be a question on more than one mind, so thank you for bringing that assurance. Okay, I would go on to another question by our attendees, looking through the Q&A session. Okay. So somebody has asked, how do I buy shares with Coronation? Each time I log into the app and check the stocks, I'll be told the market is closed. Wisdom, please, would you please take this question? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Olubanke. So two things to take note. So there is a Coronation Wealth and there is Shareholder Life. So Coronation Wealth allows you to buy shares today, and for Shareholder Life, we're also looking at bringing up this feature directly on the Shareholder Life platform. So it's also good to note that the market opens between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. during working days. So the market is not open on weekend, and after 2 p.m., you might not be able to trade. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Please be assured, like I said, that questions will be answered. We're answering your questions already. And then we'll go quickly into this. Wisdom, would like you to show us a demonstration of the Shareholder Life platform, because it would address a lot of our questions and, handhold us to actually participating properly as investors right on our mobile devices. So please, you can go ahead with the demonstration. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Banke, once again. Yeah, so I'll just proceed to share my screen. Let me know when you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen. Thank you.
So I'll just put this in presentation mode, then we'll get started. All right, so
It's in presentation mode. Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, this is Shareholder Life by Coronation, and I will just be walking you through this platform. So first, I remember the keynote speaker telling you the advantages of using the Shareholder Life platform, the features, and we also have some upcoming and exciting features we're bringing up to this platform. So yeah, first, so as an investor today, what I would say is you can actually do this alongside with me. So you can do it two ways. You can go to your Play Store and download Shareholder Life by Coronation. So it's just go to Play Store and type Shareholder Life. This app pops up for you. Then you can go ahead to install and do this process with me. Or you can as well go to you can also go to our web platform, www.shareholderlifebycoronationregistrars.com, and you can also do this with me. So two ways to access it, from the app or you go through the web platform.
Okay, so assuming you've downloaded this app from Play Store, so here's the interface you will see. So you can click on either skip or get started. So recall that you can also do this on the web platform as well. So just click on get started. So as I click on the get started, so I'll just be walking you through the login process and the registration process. So as a first timer, you're registering for the first time on this app, and you have shares managed by Coronation Registrar. Let's say Access, MTN. All you need to do is to click on register now. So as soon as you click on register now, so there are two ways you can register on this platform. You can either register by your email address, or you can also register by phone number. So let's say I'm registering by email address. This has to be an email address I used in purchasing shares. So I'll put in my email address I use in buying my shares. Then select the company. So let's say Aradel. I have shares in Aradel. I might have multiple shares as I have. So I have access. All you just need to do is to select one company, then click on agree and register. So two things will happen. You will receive an OTP in your email. So you just need to do check your email address, check your email, then put in the OTP, register it, and I will send to your email. As soon as you put in the OTP and it validates, you can now go ahead to create your password. So assuming you finish creating your password, so you click back to the login screen. So you are, like I said, you can log in either by email or you can also log in by phone number. So I'll be logging with my email address. So so this is my email, and I'll put in my password. Just to show that this checks out, and then click on login. You can also sign in with your fingerprint if you wish to. So this would log me into my dashboard.
So yeah, this is also how the web interface looks like. So if you're doing this on the web platform, this is how this web platform looks like. So you can also go ahead to use your email address, use the purchasing share to log in, or as well click on register now. So next, I'll be walking you through the portfolio overview, what is in your portfolio, what you need to know, how to navigate through the screens. So I'm doing this. So everything you're seeing is on our test environment. So it might not just be a real account, so you don't get, so yeah, this is on our test environment.
Okay, so as soon as you log into your account, so here is just the dashboard. So the dashboard gives you an overview of your portfolio value. So this shows you the total worth of your shares that has been managed by Coronation Registrar. So here you can also swipe to see the different holdings you have. So here everything this user has shows up here for you. If you want to view everything, you can also click on view holdings. So on this dashboard, you can also check share prices. You can also click on quick links. So click on quick links, it gives you these options to view transaction history, view dividend history, and send portfolio statement to embassy, or as well generate portfolio reference letter. So yeah, that's what this shows you. So you can also check your dividend status. So if I have claimed dividends, so these are the dividend this user has claimed, for unclaimed. So if you have any unclaimed, it also shows here for you. So this is what the dashboard shows you. So I can click on my portfolio. So as soon as I click on my portfolio, so this shows you everything this user has, like I said in the dashboard. So here this shows you everything, the prices and the worth of those shares. So this is just like a breakdown. We're also looking at bringing in external holding where user can see whether shares not being managed by Coordination already. So yeah, but this is work in progress. So yeah, this shows you everything. So if I want to view more, I can click on view. So click on so if I click on view, so here it shows me on my accounts, if they are cautioned or uncautioned. So this means this account is okay. So I also get to see my transaction history. So you can see these are all the shares I bought and how I bought them. If I want to go further, I can click on view or transaction. So for dividend history, too, same thing. So these are the dividend this user has claimed. If you have any unclaimed dividend, it also shows here for you. So if you want to view all dividend, so if you want to see, say you have any more dividends to view, so you also view that from this page. Okay, so as soon as you log into your account.
Okay, so this is also the dashboard overview. So if you're also using the web platform, this is how the dashboard shows up for you. So the previous screen you saw was the mobile view of it. So this is the web platform. So if you're on the web platform, so you also get to see everything here. So from your dashboard to your portfolio to your self-service, annual report, all on Shareholder Life platform. So the next thing will just be to walk you through how to generate portfolio statement and e-signed reference letter. So assuming you want a reference letter and you don't want to come into our office, all you just need to do right from the platform, you can go ahead to generate this letter and it'll be sent as a PDF to your email address. So yeah, just 1 minute.
So the last thing I'll be walking you through is what happens when you click.
Apologies for that.
So the last thing I'll be walking you through is what happens when you click on more. So when I click on more, so here you get to see information about your account, the last time you log in. It's also good to note that whenever you log in, there's a notification that is being sent to your email, right? So here you get to view your profile, you get to see notifications, self-service. So this self-service, when I click on self-service, so yeah, if you want to update your name, update your address, your signature, consolidate your account. So any of this actually takes you to a place where
Wisdom.
you place things directly on Shareholder Life.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, please go on.
So yeah, so this is for self-service. So you can also see subscriptions. So if you want to see all the everything you've done on Shareholder Life, all payments you've made, so you can see for this user has generated portfolio statement. This user has paid for premium. How many times this user made payment for premium? It shows up here, and every transaction this user has done on this platform, it shows up here for you. So next, we want to reach out to us. You can either reach out to us by sending an email to this customer care at coordinationregistrars.com, or you can as well call this phone number. You can also walk into our office on the address displayed on your screen.
Okay, so for annual reports, all you just need to do is when you're on your Shareholder Life platform, so you just click on annual report. So this shows you, or this in our platform, you can only see the annual reports of the companies you manage today. So the companies you have with you. So let's say if you have Access, ICO, for this user has Access Holding, this user has ICO, this user has Aradel. So you can view all of these annual reports. If they are available, you view them from the Shareholder Life platform. So if you don't have, let's say if you don't have Access, you can't see Access. So it's just tied to based on the holdings you have. So that's for annual reports. So I'm also going to be walking you through how to do or how to vote during AGMs. So the first thing is when you download the Life mobile platform. So all you need to do is to first of all you click on when you log in. So you see this other services. On other services, you see this drop down that has AGM voting, portfolio statement, or as well e-signed reference. So boss, since you are doing for AGM voting, so you click on AGM voting. So if the company that is currently doing their AGM, so it asks to select the company. So if, for instance, Access is doing their AGM today, you see Access here. But for this is CRL. So you select the company. As soon as you select the company, you click on proceed. As you select the company, you click on proceed. And yeah, so you'll see if the resolutions have started, you will see them. But for now, resolution has not started, so it shows you on hold. So as soon as it starts, you can just refresh and you can vote. So the next thing is if you have a resolution on the screen on your platform, so let's say this resolution is up, all you just need to do is to click on the resolution. As soon as you click on the resolution, so you can see the timer on the screen, so you can vote for, you can vote against, or you can as well abstain. You can as well change your voting until this timer elapses. So if you voted, this will be recorded for you. So that's just the simple ways you can vote during AGM using Shareholder Live platform. So we also have some upcoming and exciting features, like I said earlier. On this platform, we're also looking at enabling buy and sell. So on this platform, you can trade, you can buy shares, you can sell shares, all on this platform. So we're just waiting for an approval. As soon as we get the approval, this feature will also be deployed. So one of the things we've also listened to our investors have reached out to us saying, oh, they want to be able to vote, they want to be able to register for AGM, also as well stream AGM. So also looking at bringing up this on the platform. So from the comfort of your home, you can stream any AGM, you can even register. So on the AGM day, if you don't want to be on the queue, all you just need to do is to click on registration, so it shows you like a QR code scanner. As soon as you scan, you get registered and you can proceed to the AGM hall. So these are the features we are looking at bringing up to this platform and other more, just to show you a glimpse of what this platform holds in place for you. So just to get started, you can see the QR code on my screen. All you just need to do is to scan this QR code on my screen. If you want to download Shareholder Live from Google Play Store. So just scan this QR code you are seeing on my screen. You can be able to install Shareholder Live and start enjoying the benefits for Coronation. If you're also using the web platform, you can as well scan. So let's say you don't want to install this, you can as well scan this code on your device. Just scan it. As soon as you scan it, it takes you to the login screen where you can register. If you're a first-time user, you register. If you're already an existing user, all you just need to do is log in just with your email address and you are good to go. For registration, your email address is all is needed, and just select the company. So I saw people saying, if I have different companies, so all you just need to do is to pick one company, and as soon as you log into Shareholder Live, every other company you have is being returned for you. So this is just the easy way to get started. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Wisdom. Thank you for giving expression to the voice of the investors through the Shareholder Live app. Thank you so much for all that you've done on that app, you're putting on that app. And then I would also like to say that if there's anything as an investor that you would like to see on the app, please feel free to drop it as well. Thank you so much for that demonstration. As we bring this session, very insightful session, to a close, it's my honor to invite a key member of our executive leadership team, someone whose commitment to innovation and operational excellence continues to drive our digital transformation. Please join me in welcoming our Chief Technology Officer, Mobolaji Odumosu, to deliver the closing remarks and the vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mobolaji Odumosu, Chief Technology Officer at Coronation Registrars Limited. As we bring today's insightful session on corporate governance and shareholder rights, what every shareholder should know, to a close, I want to sincerely thank every one of you for your active participation and commitment towards enhancing the understanding of your rights as shareholders within the Nigerian capital market environment. Today, we've had the privilege of engaging with a distinguished panel of esteemed experts whose insights continue to shape the future of good governance and shareholder engagement in Nigeria. It's been an inspiring session and to see a vibrant exchange of knowledge and ideas. And so I want to recognize and thank our speakers, Mary Adeleye, our Head of Client Services and Business Development, Olubanke James, who's moderated this session. She's our Head of Customer Experience. Ayodeji Makojola from our Client Services team, and Wisdom Owamanam, who is our Platform Manager in the Innovations team. Your collective presence and expertise have truly added value to this session, and I'm confident that their perspectives have provided clarity and guidance on key issues that have been discussed today. Most importantly, I want to thank all of you for your time. It's been about an hour and a half since we started this session, and I hope it's been very impactful and insightful. Your questions and unwavering commitment to playing your part in fostering a more transparent, accountable, and participatory corporate governance landscape has been truly remarkable. Your active involvement is what keeps these conversations going, meaningful, and impactful. Remember, the power to shape your investment journey is in your hands. Understanding your rights, exercising them confidently, and engaging actively in governance processes empower you not just as a stakeholder, but as a true partner in our company's success. Please stay connected with us for future sessions, updates, and resources that will help you navigate your rights and responsibilities even more effectively. For further information, contact us via email at customercare@coronationregistrars.com. And our phone number is 0201 227 2570. I'll take that again. Our email address is customercare@coronationregistrars.com. And our phone number is 0201 227 2570. Our team is always ready to assist and support your journey. Once again, thank you for your trust and participation, and we look forward to seeing you at our next event. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mobolaji. Please be assured that all questions will be answered. Answers will be sent to attendees. We'll contact you with answers where necessary. Thank you so much. To have a very good rest of the day.